So, Hare Krishna, Praise Mataji. Welcome all of you for this Bhagavatam session, Saturday special Bhagavatam session. So, let us start by taking the blessings of Guru Shri Prabhupada Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठावताय श्रीमते महाविष्णु स्वामिते नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत हरे कृष्ण हरे राम हरे राम राम। So today we'll be discussing from fifth canto, 20th chapter, verse number 21, sorry, 16 to 30. 16 to 30. So I think 1 to 15 was done last Saturday. So in the first verse of this chapter, now Shukadeva Goswami is telling, right? Hereafter I shall describe the dimensions, characteristics, forms of the six islands, the Varshas, beginning with the Plaksha, Plaksha Dvipa. So in this chapter, there's a description of various islands, beginning with Lakshadweep and the oceans that surround them. So many details. Let me share the screen. We can go through it and then discuss. So actually, it is from verse number 15. But anyway, from 16th verse, it starts with the island Kushadvipa. So it starts with actually from the verse number 13 where it says. So just before starting, see when we reach this fifth canto, right? How many cantos? 12 cantos. So when we reach first of all, when we reach this fifth canto, especially when the descriptions of mountains, islands, Jambudvipa, this Dvipa, and everything, planetary systems, right? So why are we studying this? Why should we study all these things? The answer is that Bhagavatam is not actually it's not trying to satisfy our curiosity about geography alone, right? Actually, it is inviting us to see the universe through the eyes of devotion. See, just like admiring very beautiful palace, right? Ultimately leads to appreciate who is its architect, right? So these descriptions, are actually meant to deepen our appreciation of Krishna's unlimited opulence, his intelligence, and his care for every living being. See, the point to understand is, if at the end of the class we know Krishna better and trust him more, then that means we have understood the real purpose of these chapters. Many devotees, right? They are enthusiastic when hearing about the pastimes of Krishna from Bhagavatam. But when they reach this cosmology chapters, right? Jambudvipa, Prakshadvipa, ocean, mountains, planetary systems, people wonder, how does this help my devotional life? True, we get that question, right? Okay, you're reading how does it help me in my, right? So why has Vyasadeva devoted so many chapters of Srimad Bhagavatam in describing the universe? He could have simply said, no, there are many planets like that, many universes like this. See, these chapters are not primarily teaching geography. In fact, these chapters are describing and, in fact, teaching Krishna's greatness and our small, insignificant nature. We are so small. Krishna is so huge, great. And so these chapters will be teaching us Krishna's greatness, our smallness, and the purpose of human life. See, the three ways of levels of understanding this chapter. Means from the previous itself we started, right? 16 chapter starts. Like Jambu Dipa, River Ganges, all this, right? So Jambu Dipa, Meru, seven islands, seven oceans, different Varshas, planetary systems. So these are the first level is these are the descriptions that is given, right? Just giving a first overall and overview, then we can go to the details, right? Then the next one is the philosophy, right? What is Krishna teaching through these descriptions? That we should ask the question. What is he teaching? Number one, the universe is intelligently designed. Two, there are so many innumerable, countless living beings. You cannot, the 84 lakh species we see, right? So different aquatics and trees and human beings. Then Earth is not, another point is Earth is not the center of creation. Earth is not the center of creation. And fourth one is human life is extremely rare. See the huge, the magnificent creation out of the, we are so small and we are getting that human life, right? So rare. And the fifth point is material enjoyment exists everywhere, but it is temporary. And Krishna maintains every planet. See, they're so huge, each planet, it should fall down. So huge, but it doesn't fall. It's floating because Krishna has entered into each of these planets. So what is the thing that we can apply personally into our lives? So that means, what does this mean for my devotional life tomorrow morning? Correct. See, if Jambudvipa has magnificent opulence, right? But the point is still everyone there must eventually die. Jambudvipa also. So what will sustain? What is eternal happiness? Only bhakti gives eternal happiness. So why these chapters are important? Right? Cosmology, this why it is important. Number one, they increase our faith in the scriptures. Because many scriptures simply say, God created everything. But Bhagavatam gives extraordinary details. See, whether we can understand every measurement, immediately or not. We can appreciate, the depth and scope of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct? So this is the first point. They increase our faith in scriptures. Second, they destroy our false ego. We are egoistic. No, I am great. I know. I have built it. Mine. It is mine. See, modern civilization, it thinks that we are the center, right? But Bhagavatam says there are innumerable planets, innumerable universes and living beings. Suddenly we feel we are very small. So what happens? Humility naturally develops by seeing the huge creation, right? See, sometimes we go to a place, breathtaking. We see the Himalayas and everything. So breathtaking, so huge, right? We are nothing in front of that. So naturally humility develops. So they destroy false ego. The third is they glorify Krishna. These chapters, they glorify Krishna. So instead of focusing on the mountains, right, rivers, all these things, we should focus on the creator. Who created this? If someone admires a beautiful palace, naturally ask the question, who designed it? Correct? Similarly, Bhagavatam describes creation so that we appreciate Krishna. Then fourth point is they inspire detachment. See, even heavenly planets are temporary, right? That's not permanent. So why become absorbed only in temporary achievements? So it will inspire detachment. And the fifth is they will deepen our surrender. See, if Krishna maintains billions of living beings, right, he can certainly take care of us. And that develops faith. He says in Bhagavad Gita, Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Jana Paripaste, right? Everybody knows Google Maps. Suppose someone gives you Google Maps. What is the purpose? The purpose is not merely to admire the roads, right? The purpose is to reach your destination. That is Google Maps. Similarly, Bhagavatam's cosmology is a map helping us to understand where we are in Krishna's creation and where we ultimately need to go. Right? So this is the importance of these chapters. It's a map actually helping us to understand where we are in the creation. We are so small, right? In Earth, earthly planet. That entire this is only one universe. There are many universes, right? So we are Krishna's creation, where we are and where we ultimately need to go. See, suppose when we enter a museum, right? First we see the building, then inside the exhibits, then the artist. Correct. Similarly, Bhagavatam first introduces Krishna's creation, then gradually Krishna himself. So suppose someone studies only in his own village, right? Then he cannot understand the whole nation. So Bhagavatam expands our vision beyond this earth, slowly, gradually. So what does this teach us about Krishna? Krishna's unlimited intelligence, Krishna's inconceivable energy, Krishna's opulence, Krishna's compassion, and Krishna's maintaining of all living beings. See this. So in this chapter, I'll just share the screen. Sorry, it's there in the screen. 13th one. So it started with Jambu Dvipa, then Plaksha Dvipa, right? Now we'll be starting from 16th verse, but the 16th verse is talks about Kushadvipa. So Kushadvipa is starting from actually 13th. So here in the 13th verse, it says, outside the ocean of liquor. See, there's so many oceans, right? Ocean of liquor is there, another island, known as Kushadvipa, which is 800,000 yojanas. That is 6,400,000 miles wide. And it is twice as wide as the ocean of liquor. As Salmala Dvipa is surrounded by ocean of liquor, Kushadvipa is surrounded by ocean of liquid ghee, as broad as the island itself. The previous Dvipa was Salmala Dvipa. Now it is Kushadvipa. So Kushadvipa, in that there are clumps of Kusha grass, from which island takes its name. The name comes from Kusha. So this is Kusha grass, no? Which was created by demigods by the will of Krishna. It appears like a second form of fire, but with very mild and pleasing flames. So its young shoots, illuminate all the directions. So the purport Papa says, from the descriptions in this verse, we can make an educated guess about the nature of the flames of the moon. So like the sun, the moon must also be full of flames, because without flames there cannot be illumination. The flames on the moon, however, unlike those on the sun, must be mild and pleasing. So this is our conviction. The modern theory that the moon is full of dust is not accepted in the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. In regard to this verse, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says, Shushapani Sukomala Shikas Tesham Rochisha. The Kushagrass illuminates all directions, but its flames are very mild and pleasing. Now, this gives some idea of the flames existing on the moon. Now, in the 14th verse, it says, O king, see all these sons, actually, Priyavarta king, is divided among his 7 sons. So each Dvipa is ruled by one of his sons, Maharaj Priyavarta. So king, another son of Maharaj Priyavarta, Hiranyareta, was the king of this island, Kusha, right? Kushadvipa. So he divided again into 7 parts, because he had also 7 sons. So he delivered to his 7 sons according to the right of inheritance. The king then retired from family life to engage in austerities. Those days they used to do, right? They follow that Vanaprastha and everything, right? So they retired from family life and they handed over to the 7 sons. So names of those sons were Vasudhana, Dhridaruchi, Stutyavrata, Nabhigupta, Vivikta, and Vamadeva. So in those 7 islands, there are 7 boundary mountains. See, the sons, They divided it into seven sons. So those seven mountains were there. So the mountains names they are given here: Chakra, Chatushringa, Kapila, Chitrakuta, Devanika, Urdhva and Dravina. And they also have seven rivers. It's the same for each and every Varsha, known as Ramakulya, Madhukulya, Mitravinda, Shrutavinda, Devagarbha, Kritachyuta, and Mantramala. So it's the same like Plakshadvipa, the first one, right? Then it is one of the sons of Maharaj Priyavrata, and he divides it into seven islands. Then there are seven mountains in those seven islands, seven rivers are there, and the names of each of them are being given. So like that. So here now is this island. Then here the inhabitants of the island of Kushadvipa are celebrated as Kushalas. Kushalas, Govidas, Abhyuktas, and Kulakas. They are like the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, respectively. So by bathing in the waters of those rivers, no, they all become purified. They are expert in performing ritualistic ceremonies according to the orders of Vedic scriptures. Thus, they worship the Lord in his aspect as the demigod of fire. 17th verse. So this is the mantra by which inhabitants of Kushadvipa worship the fire god. Parasya Brahmana Sakshaj Jatavedosi Havyaya Havyavat Devanam Purushanganam Yajnena Purusham Yajeti. He says, "O fire god, you are a part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, and you carry to him all the offerings of sacrifices. Therefore, we request you to offer to the Supreme Personality of Godhead the yajnic ingredients we are offering the demigods. For the Lord is the real enjoyer." Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says the demigods are servants who assist the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the first point. In Bhagavad Gita is heard, right? Demigod worship and all. So, Prabhupada is telling demigods actually who are they? They are the servants who assist Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, if one worships the demigods as servants of the Supreme, what they do, they carry the sacrificial offerings to the Lord. See, when we do the yajna, we see, no, we invoke the demigods, right? And give the offerings, but they carry it to Supreme Lord. So they carry the offerings, like the tax collectors, no? Prabhupada says, collecting the revenue from citizens and bringing it to the government's treasury. Demigods cannot accept sacrificial offerings. They simply carry the offerings to the Supreme Personality of God. This is an important point for us to understand. Why demigods are just like ministers in the assembly of creation. So as stated by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasada. Since the Guru is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he carries to the Lord whatever is offered to him. So that when we offer to the Bhoga to the Lord, right, we offer through the Parampara, through the representative God, that is the spiritual master. Then they carry it. Similarly, all the demigods, they as faithful servants of the Supreme Lord, they hand over to the Supreme Lord whatever is offered to them in these sacrificial performances. So there is no fault in worshipping the demigods with this understanding. But to think that demigods are independent of Supreme Personality of Godhead and equal to him is called Hirta Jnana, the loss of intelligence. Kamai stays there, Hirta Jnana. So one who thinks that the demigods themselves are the actual benefactors is mistaken. So 18th verse says, now outside the ocean of clarified butter is another island known as Krauncha Dvipa. Kushadvipa we saw, right? Which is covered by ocean of clarified butter. Krauncha Dvipa, which has a width of 1,600,000 yojanas, that is 12,800,000 miles. You know, 1 yojana is equal to 8 miles. Okay. So it is twice the width of the ocean of clarified butter. So as Kushadvipa is surrounded by an ocean of clarified butter, see every Dvipa is surrounded by an ocean. First was we saw ocean of liquor, then ocean of clarified butter now. Now Krauncha Dvipa is surrounded by ocean of milk. As broad as the island itself. So huge. On Krauncha Dvipa, there is a mountain known as Krauncha. From that only the island takes its name as Krauncha Dvipa. In the 19th it says, although the vegetables living on the slopes of mountain Krauncha, they were attacked and devastated by the weapons of Kartikeya, the mountain has become, it is always bathed on all the sides by the ocean of milk and protected by Varuna Deva. The 20th verse translation says, the ruler of this island. Again, another son of Maharaj Priyavrata. So we can make a chart like that. What is the island name? Who son's name of Priyavrata? Then seven sons, mountains, the seven rivers, right? And whom do they worship? So his name was Grita Prashta. He was a very learned scholar. He also divided his own island among his seven sons. So after dividing this island into seven parts, according to the names of his sons, right? Gritaprashta, right? Maharaja, Gritaprashta Maharaja completely retired from family life and took shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the soul of all souls, who has all the special qualities. Thus he attained perfection. 21st verse, sons of Maharaj Gritaprashta, they were named as, again, seven sons name, right? Ama, Maduruha, Meghaprashta, Sudama, Brajishta, Lohitarana, and Vanaspati. So in their island, there are seven mountains, which indicate the boundaries of the seven tracts of land. There are also seven rivers. So mountains are named as Shukla, Vardhamana, Bhojana, Upabarhina, Nandana, Sarvatobhadra. And the rivers are named as Abhaya, Amrutaugha, Aryaka, Tirthavati, Rupavati, Pavitravati, and Shukla. So like that, no? Island, you can, in fact, you can make it at a glance. It will be always there with you. You'll never forget. Because we always have a photographic memory, right? By reading, then you will not be able to remember. So if you by this, the name of the Tipa, then the son of Maharaj Priyavarat, then the seven mountains, the names of seven names of the sons of those sons of Maharaj Priyavarat, seven mountains names, seven rivers names, and whom do they worship, right? Then comes the 22nd verse. The inhabitants of Kraunchadipa, they are divided into four castes called Purushas, Rishabhas, Dravinas, and Devakas. And using the waters of those sanctified rivers, they worship Supreme Personality Godhead by offering a palmful of water at the lotus feet of Varuna, the demigod who has a form of water. So they worship Varuna as form of water. So purport says, now Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Apomaya Asmayam. With joined palms, the inhabitants of various sections of Kraunchadipa offer the sanctified waters of the rivers to a deity made of stone or iron. In the 23rd verse, the translation, the inhabitants of Kraunchadipa worship this mantra. What is this mantra? Apa Purusha Viryasta Punantir Bhur Bhuvaswaha. This is a Gayatri mantra, right? Tana Punitam Miva Gnihi Sprishatam Atmana Bhuvati. O water of the rivers, you have obtained energy from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you purify the three planetary systems known as Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, and Svarloka. By your constitutional nature, you take away sins, and that is why we are touching you. Kindly continue to purify us. That's the purport. No, we see the 7.4 verse of Bhagavad Gita. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu khammano buddhirevacha ahankareti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtadha. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these eight comprise my separated material energies. The energy of the Lord acts throughout the creation, just as heat and light, the energies of the sun, act within the universe and make everything work. So the specific rivers mentioned in the Shastras are also energies of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And people who regularly bathe in them, they are purified. That's why we bathe in the Ganges, right? It can actually be seen that many people are cured of disease simply by bathing in the Ganges. Similarly, the inhabitants of Kraunchadipa purify themselves by bathing in the rivers there. The 24th verse, now, we saw the ocean of milk, right? Now, outside the ocean of milk is another island, Shaka Dvipa. And this has got a width 3,200,000 yojanas. That is 25,600 miles. So as Kraunchadipa is surrounded by its own ocean of milk, now Shaka Dvipa is surrounded by an ocean of churned yogurt, as broad as the island itself. And in Shaka Dvipa, there is a big Shaka tree, from which the island gets its name. So this tree is very fragrant. So it lends its scent to the entire island. Such a beautiful island, right? You will get the fragrance of Shaka. Go to 25th. The master of this island, Shakadvipa, also one of the sons of Priyavarta, he was known as Medatithi. And he also divided his island into 7 sections, according to the names of his own sons, whom he made the kings of that island. So the names of those sons are Purojava, Manojava, Pavamana, Dhumranika, Chitrarepa, Bahurupa, and Vishwadhara. So after dividing the island and situating his sons as its rulers, Medatithi personally retired. Again, the same, right? They follow the same procedures. And to fix his mind completely on the lotus supreme personality God, he entered a forest suitable for meditation. In the 26th verse, see, for these islands also, there are 7 boundary mountains and 7 rivers. Again, mountains are Ishana, Urushringa, Balabhadra, Shatakeshara, Sahasra Prasrota, Devapala, and Mahanasa. And the rivers are Anagha, Ayurdha, Ubhayasprishti, Aparajita, Panchapadi, Sahasrashruti, and Nija Dhriti. Memory test, right? 27th. It's possible if you make that chart, no? And you know which of the 6 islands are there, and automatically all those can. So this is a very good, it's a homework like, you can do that. Keep it in front of you. So anybody asks you about the Vedic cosmology, Jambudipa, Lakshadvipa, Kronchadipa, then the names of Maharaj Priyata, like that. So inhabitants of those islands are divided also into 4 castes. Vritavarta, Satyavarta, Danavarta, and Anuvrta. Exactly like example, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So they practice pranayama and mystic yoga. And in trance, they worship the Supreme Personality brought in the form of Vayu. So inhabitants Shakadvipa worship Supreme Personality Godhead in the form of Vayu. In this verse, right? Anta pravishya bhutani yo vivartyatma ketubihi antaryamishvara sakshat patuno yat vasheshvutam. O Supreme Person, situated as a super soul within the body, you direct the various actions of the different airs, such as prana, and thus you maintain all living entities. O Lord, O super soul of everyone, O controller of the cosmic manifestation, under whom everything exists, may you protect us from all dangers. Purport by Divine Shri Prabhupada ki jai. See, through the mystic yoga practice called pranayama, the yogi controls the airs within the body to maintain the body in a healthy condition. So in this way, yogi comes to the point of trance and tries to see the super soul within the core of his heart. Pranayama is a means to attain samadhi, trance, in order to fully absorb oneself in seeing the Supreme Lord as Antaryami, super soul within the core of the heart. Now, we saw the ocean of earth, right? Yogurt. So outside the ocean of yogurt is another island known as Pushkara Dvipa, which is 6,400,000 yojanas. That is 51,200,000 miles wide. Twice as wide as the ocean of yogurt. And it is surrounded by an ocean of very tasteful water, as broad as the island itself. On Pushkara Dvipa, there is a great lotus flower with 1 billion pure golden petals, as effulgent as the flames of fire. So that lotus flower is considered the sitting place of Lord Brahma, who is the most powerful living being, who is therefore sometimes called Bhagavan. In the 30th last verse, which for this, right? In the middle of that island, which is that island? Pushkara Dvipa. In the middle of that island is a great mountain named Manasottara. Manasottara, which forms the boundary between the inner side and the outer side of the island. And the breadth and height of the mountain is 10,000 yojanas, 80,000 miles. On that mountain, in the 4 directions, are the residential quarters of demigods such as Indra. So in the chariot of the sun god, the sun travels on the top of the mountain in an orbit called the Samvatsara, encircling Mount Meru. The sun's path on the northern side is called Uttarayana, and its path on the southern side is called Dakshinayana. So one side represents the day for the demigods, other represents the day, night. So here the movement of the sun is confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Yasya Jnaya Brahmati Sambrata Kala Chakra. So sun orbits around Mount Sumeru For 6 months on the northern side and 6 months on the southern side. So this adds up to the duration of a day and night of the demigods in the upper planetary systems. So more to can be learnt. So next verse from 31 onwards till the end. The next Saturday we will take. But let me, so this is what, see now, by reading this, the question comes, right? What is the point in learning this? The miles, the mountains, the names. Does it have any impact on my devotional service? Does it? Right? So today's lesson is that the universe is very vast, beyond our imagination. Correct? We cannot imagine, inconceivable. Yet every part of it is sustained by Krishna. And if Krishna maintains all creation, then what should we do? We should just confidently surrender to Him. He is the greatest. We have to just surrender to Him. So huge. So beyond Earth, no, this was like these chapters are like a devotional tour of the universe. That is a journey through the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is what lies beyond the earth. What we are in the earth, right? So what lies beyond the earth? That curiosity will be there. So why does Srimad Bhagavatam describe Jambudvipa, Prakshadvipa, Mount Meru, planetary systems, and the vast structure of the universe in such detail? So this journey through this Vedic cosmology is not merely to explore the universe, but to discover the deeper spiritual truth that it reveals. Because it uncovers how these descriptions glorify Krishna's unlimited opulence. It will cultivate humility in us, and it will strengthen the faith in the Shastras and also inspire deeper devotion. So we should try to understand. We are able to try to understand by this reading these few verses, and if we go through the whole chapter and also from the previous 16th chapter, why this fifth canto is essential for every devotee. Right? We have to see that. And the devotional purpose behind this Vedic cosmology. And what are the practical lessons to enrich our daily Krishna consciousness? How understanding Krishna's creation can deepen our hearing, chanting, and surrender. Let us see one by one. See, the fifth canto of Bhagavatam is more than a description of mountains, oceans, islands, and planetary systems. It is a spiritual guide that reveals Krishna's unlimited opulence, right? And it will deepen our humility. Then our faith will increase. See, can studying the fifth canto strengthen our faith? Let us ask some questions and answer based on that, right? So we have read this now, we are reading it. But these are the questions which comes up in our mind. So let us see what cancels, what does it make? So can studying the fifth canto strengthen our faith? See, many devotees approach fifth canto wondering, why should I study the description of mountains, islands, oceans, right? Names, all these things. Answer is simple. These chapters, they are not merely about the structure of the universe. They are actually about the greatness of its creator. See, as we explore Krishna's magnificent creation, we will gain a very deeper appreciation of his unlimited power, his unlimited wisdom, unlimited compassion. So we begin to see ourselves as eternal servants of Krishna, of his divine plan. Thereby we cultivate humility, detachment, and then depend on him. So the fifth canto also strengthens our confidence, right? The vision of Bhagavatam, encouraging us to study this great Shastra, Bhagavatam. So the next question which comes into mind is, can studying Vedic cosmology actually improve our chanting? See, let us see the practical points, right? Prabhuji, I'm chanting, I'm doing devotional service, reciting shloka, everything I'm doing as per. So can studying this cosmology, universe and everything, will it improve my chanting? Good question, right? See, at first glance, Vedic cosmology, it may seem unrelated to chanting the holy names. What does that got to do with my chanting? The purpose of these chapters is not merely to describe the universe, right? It is transform our consciousness. See, as we contemplate, see, when we hear this mountain, this huge, and figures are given, just cannot, it's inconceivable. At least we might have gone to maybe the Himalayas, Char Dham Yatra, all this, so many things, right? Breathtaking, even worldwide, wherever you go, it's all Krishna's creation. Breathtaking means it takes a breath away. So huge, so beautiful. right? Who has created this? So the purpose is to transform our consciousness. It's the vastness of Krishna's creation. No? So we naturally develop humility because we feel we are very small in this creation. And Krishna's unlimited greatness. And what has happened, no, the humility, when we are humble, no, it softens our heart. And then it deepens our dependence on Krishna. And because of that, Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarorapi Sushuna, right? And it helps us chant with greater sincerity and attention. So by seeing every part of creation of Krishna's divine arrangement, our faith increases, 100% guaranteed. Our material attachments diminish, and our remembrance of Krishna, it becomes stronger. So when our understanding of Krishna's creation deepens, no, our appreciation of Krishna also deepens. By reading all this, gets one more and more understand how Krishna is so great. And when our appreciation deepens, our chanting becomes more right from the heart. It gets his bhava. So in this chapter, let us summarize. There is a description of various islands, right? Beginning with Plakshadvipa and the oceans that surround them. Plakshadvipa is surrounded by an ocean of sugarcane juice. I'm just summarizing from the beginning itself so that it will be easier for us to understand. So Plakshadvipa is surrounded by sugarcane juice. Very nice, sweet. It is equal in breadth to the island itself. That is, Plakshadvipa is 200,000 yojanas, 1,600,000 miles. As I told you, one yojana is equal to 8 miles. In fact, in this chapter, we read up to 30. No? There is also a description of the location of the dimensions of the mountain known as Loka. It comes afterwards. So the island of Plakshadvipa is twice as broad as Jambudvipa. The previous one is Jambudvipa, the last chapter. And Jambudvipa is surrounded by an ocean of salt water. So master of this island is Idma Jiva, one of the sons of Maharaj Priyavrata. Idma Jiva. So the island is divided into again 7 regions, each and with a mountain and a large river. The second island is called Salmali Dvipa. Shalmali Dvipa. And it is surrounded by an ocean of liquor. And it is 3,200,000 miles wide, twice as wide as Plakshadvipa. And the master of this Shalmala Dvipa is Yajna Bahu. Yajna Bahu, again one of the sons of Maharaj Priyavrata. Now, like Plakshadvipa, this Shalmala Dvipa is also divided into 7 regions, each with a mountain and a very large river. So inhabitants of this island, Shalmala Dvipa, they worship the Supreme Personality of God in the form of Chandratma, moon. This is the second island. Plakshadvipa, then Shalmala Dvipa. Third island is surrounded by an ocean of clarified butter. And this is also divided into 7 regions. This is called Kushadvipa. We saw this, right? Kushadvipa, third island. And its master is Hiranyareta. Hiranyareta is another son of Maharaj Priyavrata. And its inhabitants worship the Supreme Personality God in the form of Agni, fire god. So the width of this island is 6,400,000 miles, twice the width of Shalmaladvipa. This is the third island. Plakshadvipa, Shalmaladvipa, then Kushadvipa. The fourth island is Kraunchadvipa. Krauncha. This is surrounded by an ocean of milk. Right? Surrounded by an ocean of milk. It is 12,800,000 miles wide. And it's also again divided like others into 7 regions, each with a large mountain and rivers. The master of this Kraunchadvipa is Ghritaprashta. Ghritaprashta, another son of Maharaj Priyavrata. And inhabitants of this island, Kraunchadvipa, they worship Supreme Personal God in the form of water. This is the fourth island. Fifth island, Shakadvipa. Shakadvipa is 25,600,000 miles wide, surrounded by an ocean of yogurt. And its master is Medha Titi, another son of Maharaj Priyavrata. And it is also divided into 7 regions, each with a large mountain and 7 rivers, and large river, right? And the inhabitants of Shakadvipa, they worship Supreme Personality God in the form of Vayu, air. And the sixth island, Pushkara Dvipa. This is twice as wide as the previous island. That is Shakadvipa. And surrounded by an ocean of clear water. And its master is Vitihotra. Vitihotra is the another son of Maharaj Priyavrata. Again, island is divided into seven, into two by a large mountain named Manasottara. And inhabitants of this the island, they worship Swayambhu, another feature of supreme personality of Godhead. So we saw what are those just the islands, no? From Jumbo Deepa, right? Then comes the six islands in this chapter. Plakshadvipa, right? Surrounded by ocean of sugarcane juice. Second is Shalmaladvipa, surrounded by ocean of liquor. Third, Kushadvipa, surrounded by clarified butter. Fourth island, Kronchadvipa, surrounded by ocean of milk. Fifth island, Shakadvipa, surrounded by ocean of yogurt. And sixth, Pushkaradvipa, surrounded by ocean of clear water. So, why this fifth canto is essential for every devotee? Why is it? See, many devotees, they look forward to Krishna's pastimes, right? Or 10th canto. Why fifth canto spends so much time describing the universe? Jambu Deepa, various Deepas, Varshas, Bharata Varsha, right? So these chapters are not merely cosmology, they are about our consciousness, transforming our consciousness. So by studying the fifth canto, we learn to see the universe through the eyes of Bhagavatam. We develop a deeper appreciation of Krishna's unlimited opulence, intelligence, right? It is his monopoly. He is sovereign in this. We realize our own smallness. Thereby we create humility. Thereby we strengthen our faith in the authority of Shastras and become detached from the temporary material achievements. So ultimately, the purpose of the fifth canto is not to help us master the geography of the universe, understanding width, breadth, names and all, but to deepen our devotion. It reminds us that everything within creation is meant to direct our hearts towards Krishna, inspiring more sincere hearing, more sincere chanting, more surrender. So this is the point why fifth canto is essential for every devotee. And what is the devotional purpose? Here's what I told you, devotional purpose. What is the devotional purpose behind this Vedic cosmology? Why does Srimad Bhagavatam devote so many chapters, right? So it is not the description simply about understanding the physical universe. They are meant to transform our consciousness. So Vedic cosmology reveals Krishna's unlimited opulence. So when we contemplate on this vastness, and the harmony of his creation, we naturally develop humility, strengthen our faith, deepen our appreciation of the Supreme Lord. So three very important things are coming out, right? We develop, by this we see how small we are. So we feel automatically the humbleness comes, develop humbleness. And the faith in the Shastras, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. And we appreciate the Supreme Lord. The real purpose of these chapters is not to satisfy our curiosity about geography, but to awaken our devotion. Every mountain, every ocean, island, planetary system ultimately points towards Krishna, inspiring us to hear about him with more and more rapt attention, greater attention. Chant his holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, with greater sincerity and surrender fully under his loving care. So what practical lessons are hidden in these mysterious islands? So the descriptions of Jambudvipa, Plakshadvipa, Sharmaladvipa, Kushadvipa, Karanchadvipa, Shakadvipa and Pushkaradvipa are far more fascinating accounts of Vedic cosmology, right? They are profound spiritual lessons designed to transform our consciousness. So in this session, we have uncovered how these seemingly mysterious islands, they teach us humility, which they teach us they deepen our appreciation of Krishna's unlimited creation. They strengthen our faith in the wisdom of Srimad Bhagavatam and reminds us that the ultimate purpose of all knowledge is to awaken our pure devotion. So the greatest treasure hidden in these islands is not geographical, like Google Maps we saw it. It is not geography, it is spiritual. Every island points us towards Krishna and inspires us to progress on the path of bhakti. So what are the practical lessons we can apply in our daily Krishna conscious life? Number one, cultivate humility by understanding our position in Krishna's vast creation. Cultivate humility by understanding our position in Krishna's vast creation. Number two, deepen our appreciation of Krishna's unlimited opulence and supreme control. It deepens our appreciation of Krishna's unlimited opulence and his supreme control. And the third point, it strengthens our faith in the wisdom and authority of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is authoritative Bhagavatam. Number four, it develops detachment from the temporary material attractions, right? By seeing the life of an eternal perspective. These are all eternal. Krishna, ultimately, right? Krishna's creation, he is eternal. The fifth point is, it makes our hearing and chanting more thoughtful, right? By understanding the purpose behind this creation. We'll think more. Krishna is so brilliant, so great, huge creation of this, so many mountains, rivers, and so many ocean of, right? Ocean of yogurt, ocean of milk, of liquor, sugarcane. How come? We just cannot imagine, right? We can only see this salt water. And the last one is, we learned how every description in the fifth canto ultimately directs us towards loving devotional service to Krishna. So these are the practical lessons we can apply in our daily Krishna conscious life. So these chapters are just not like just to go through to gain some knowledge, some what is it, transactional. So just to know, show people this is the weight, this is there is an ocean of milk, ocean of liquor, all these things are there. But does it have any help in our improving our devotional service? Does it definitely does. So this is the point by which we should approach these chapters in the fifth canto. Right? So with this, I stop here. Thank you very much, Praise Mataji, for giving this opportunity to glorify the Lord. Hare Krishna, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai Prabhupada Kinta Vancha Kalpatarubhisya Kripa Sindhu Bhaiyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Anantaguri Vaishnavandi ki Jai. Hare Krishna. If you have anything to share, points, well, Krishna.
What did you say, Prabhu, towards devotional service?
Hare Krishna, Babu.
Sixth point, you said something. What about towards devotional service?
Yeah, 1 minute, just 1 minute. I'm a bit fast. Sorry about that. Sorry. Six is the last point, right? Yeah.
Yes,
How
Prabhu,
every
yes.
description in the fifth canto, no? How it ultimately directs us towards the loving devotional service to Krishna. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu, nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, actually, I recently read about the foundational features of a our Mahabhagavata Purana, that is Mahapurana. Actually, every Purana consists of 5 foundational topics, but our Mahapurana Srimad Bhagavatam has 10 topics. Which you have already covered the ultimate goal of all these Mahapuranas. But just for the sake of, for all of us to understand on what are the foundational features, first is Sarga, that is creation of the universe. Second is Visarga, that is the secondary or gross creation. Third is, I mean, you can read it in details later. Third is Sthana, that is maintenance and cosmic order of the universe. Fourth is Poshana, that is grace, compassion, and protection of the Supreme Lord, providing for the welfare of his creation. The fifth is Uttaya, the creative impetus or latent impressions from the past actions that drive desire for fruitive actions. Sixth is Manvantara, the cosmic time cycles, were ruled by 14 successive patriarchs. The Ishanukutha, the signs of God, and accounts of divine incarnations, pastimes, and lives of great devotees. Then Nirodha, the dissolution of physical annihilation of the universe. Then Mukti, the ultimate liberation from the cycle of birth and death and material bondage. And last is Ashraya, which is nothing but Sarvadharman Parityaja, the supreme shelter, ultimate reality, or the supreme bonum, samam bonum, which is the foundation of the entire universe. So finally, everything should culminate in Bhakti Yoga, Prabhuji. That is the purpose,
Yes.
which you have rightly and very properly mentioned. So just I
Yes.
had explained, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes. Anything else?
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pass.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Pranam
Dandavat
to
Pranam.
the assembled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you made the topic very, very interesting, Prabhuji. Now we'll read it even with more intense interest.
क्या
Thank you so
बनाया
much.
था सोच नाश्ता नहीं बनाना वहां पे क्या जाना था यही मम्मी पापा का यही मंगवा लेते हैं
Thank you, Mataji. Krishna. Yeah, because otherwise you will be just reading, the numbers and the names and all. Of course, it's good for memory if you remember those things. But I think that homework, it's very good actually. I was also think I started making, but I didn't have much time. It's very easy. If you go through these chapters, you can make it at a glance. The name and all. Then it will be forever in your mind. You never forget this cosmology. It's very useful.
Almost 3 times you revised it with us, Prabhuji. Now we have to make an effort to go through it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Because
Krishna, Prabhuji.
going through reading that again and again, it will not make any sense.
Hare
It will
Krishna,
feel
thank
boring.
you. It's an excellent one.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent, Prabhuji. Excellent.
Guru Ji ki jai, Shri
You
Prabhupada.
made a dry topic very interesting.
That's how it should be, Mataji. I also, first I have to say, when I sit and listen to somebody just reading the same, it's good to read. But how it will help me, whatever we read, in Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, how this verse will help me in improving my chanting, my devotional sadhana, how it will help me. Daily morning, how can be improving my, it should not be the same like yesterday. So this is what
Yes,
questions,
sir.
then we will get the answers. Krishna will definitely give. So that is the basic premise in whatever verses we are reading through. How to make it
Thank you.
interesting for
Thank
us,
you
it
so
should be
much.
interesting for me, so that will be interesting for you. Thank you,
Thank you
Mataji.
so much, Prabhuji, for your guidance.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you so
Krishna
much.
Prabhu
Hare
thank
Krishna,
you
Prabhuji, Dandavat
when,
Pranam.
when somebody else reads it and explains it Prabhu the capacity of the absorbing becomes very different when you read it doesn't get absorbed. Thank you Prabhu. Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much. Very good.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
I always wonder about the extent of this universe, definitely, because it is so huge and the composition is still to be studied. And of course, this is just an explanation of what is there in the universe, Prabhu, I think.
Correct.
Definitely, because this is what is the expense of the universe, which we still don't know. We just know about our Earth, which is surrounded by salt water. We don't know about the other, universes and islands where surrounded by all this, wonderful things, But
Yes.
anyway, it's right that you have really made it interesting. Thank you, Hare Krishna, and that relevance of it to our requirement. Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
This is an example of the Google map, no? It's not to know the roads, how beautiful
Yes.
the roads to lead to the destination. So these
Yes.
things are like a map. Krishna has given a map where we
Yes.
stand, where we are supposed to go.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. You
Krishna.
mentioned that one of the universe is surrounded with sugarcane juice, Prabhuji.
You want to go
Is it-
there?
No. Does it really exist or was it existing, Prabhuji?
It's all there, Mati. It's all there. We don't know. It's so many universes. It is there. As for the Bhagavatam, no, it is there. It is existing.
I see.
Because we are in a journey. We are part of it. In so many janmas, where we were, where we don't know. We are now in earth. So based on desire, we'll go up or down. It doesn't. So it is all. Everything is already created by Krishna. It is there. And at any time, it all goes in, and again it is recreated.
Yeah.
So that's the process. It is always there. So we are part of sugarcane. We get it here from that juice.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for beautifully explaining the vastness of Krishna's creation, wherein we are going to increase our faith in our devotion and day-to-day life, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Gurudev Ki
Because
Jai.
Prabhu, as we say, that five elements, the
Hmm.
composition can be varying in various universes. So this
Correct.
formation of curd and all that is, it definitely must be there because of the combinations of these elements, isn't it,
Correct.
Prabhu? Because the whole thing is just a combination, isn't it, of all these elements of formation and all that is being explained,
Yes.
by this. So we don't know yet still because that's why I think this universe, this that satellite that is, something is there, one telescope which is somewhere in the space,
Hmm.
which is zooming and seeing things. That still that, as we said, the composition is there, Prabhu, and that
Correct.
we don't know yet. We are still studying. So
Yeah.
this is just a prognostication. Sorry, this what is it? Prognostication of that. That what is to be seen in the future.
Yes. True. True. It's just like a trailer.
Well, exactly, Prabhu. You're right.
But anyway, this is just for us to for our
Yes.
devotional service to improve. That's the
Yes.
basic purpose. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we will not be
The
able to read
opulence
more.
of the Lord, actually, which shows the opulence and that,
Correct.
like, that which we can't even still understand, Prabhu. That's what I understand.
Absolutely.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
just, and I'm not, of course, maybe I'm childish or something, but we can have each topic as a movie, Prabhuji, and nicely, it's nice topics for filmmakers
Yeah. But who will make?
to take us into that, no,
Yes.
we should change our mindset. That's it.
No, no, no. This today, I think with AI, we can definitely. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things happening, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of videos
Yeah,
coming
they will
out.
make already Pranesh. I'm forgetting Praneshwar Prabhuji. He gives with animation, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Correct. Yes, all that is happening. Slowly, it will come out with the imaginations of people around.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True.
Yes.
But these are all artificial. I am always, I say, these are all AI,
Yes,
right? I believe in
Yeah,
NI.
yes.
correct. Artificial.
I
True.
believe in NI, natural intelligence, not artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
for
Yes, Prabhuji.
curiosity of human mind, people likes to see vision, visual. So all this will definitely sort of just captivate the minds of people. That's all.
True.
Definitely, it's artificial only. Definitely,
Correct.
Hare Krishna.
Ultimately, it doesn't provoke their this thing,
Even if,
Devotion.
devotion
yes,
attitude. No, their bhakti is
yes,
not there. They are,
yes,
how come after seeing all this, they feel that I am the greatest, I am, it is mine fighting and all.
true.
It's
Yeah, absolutely,
complete
Prabhu.
complete faithlessness. No, the whole Kali Yuga is such
Yeah.
a faithlessness. No faith. Thank
Prabhuji, it also makes me feel what do you call appreciate the greatness of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhuji.
you. Correct.
Such a topic he has covered in such great details.
Yes. Absolutely.
Right? No words.
Absolutely. That's right.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot.
We should not leave this KCB. I always say, right? Krishna conscious bus.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Just take it and go that Google map. No, our Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada will take us back home, back to Godhead. So thank you,
Thank you
Prabhu
so much.
Mataji, for this
Thank you.
opportunity. Hare Krishna,
Hare
please go ahead.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu,
Mataji.
one question. Can I
Yeah,
ask? Prabhu, like you mentioned about this golden lotus with so many billion golden petals in one of the
yeah.
dvipas. So, and it said that Brahma sits on it. But we also know from Mahavishnu's navel, the lotus flower comes and Brahma sits.
Hmm.
So, how is it connected? It's here and we have it there. Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, it is the same. I think it will be the same. I'm not sure about that, but it is the same because Brahma is coming from the Mahavishnu's navel only, the lotus stem. It might definitely be having this golden hue and everything will be there.
Okay, it's
But
in this dvip.
it's not separate or something like that. It's in the
No,
same.
like it says over here, it's in the dvipa. So, I'm trying to understand, like,
I know, I can understand. Yeah, that's true. It says like from one Dripa, but
mm,
the whole creation is so Krishna can get it done from wherever he requires, right? But it's just given from that particular area, from that Dripa. But it is the whole creation of the whole universe.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't means.
Prabhuji,
Again,
may I, from my
yes, ma'am.
imagination, get a clue? I got some clue.
Yeah.
That was what happened that time, was at the time of creation.
Hmm.
That the lotus sprung from his navel, and Brahma was born from the navel, and came out through the lotus.
Correct.
But after that, Brahma was handed over the Visarga part, that is secondary creation.
Yes.
So during that time, he is allowed to move around, and he has his own.
Yeah.
He's moved around. He has his own pastimes, and so
True.
we should not. He's not stuck up to that lotus only.
That's true. See, actually, the question supports after reading, no, we get questions, no. Answer will be
Hmm.
further. If you go through the chapters further, you will get the answer. I have not gone through it.
Yeah, we've read
So
of
just
so
see
many
that.
pastimes of Brahma,
Yeah.
that he came down to Krishna, that
Yeah.
Vrindavana also.
Correct. True. True. That's right. Thank you, Madaji. Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Swati Madaji, sorry about that. Maybe I will just check and get back to you with that correct answer. Okay. Hare
Sure,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you, Anand Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this opportunity. So, I will close with your permission.
Hare Krishna
Can I
Prabhu,
close?
Dandavat Pranam.
That pronounce.
Thank you for the class,
Thank you
Prabhu.
so much. Will you be closing? Shall I close?
Yeah, Prabhu, you can close, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful day,
We'll
good
join
evening.
tomorrow again. Krishna.
Hare Krishna.